guys, I'm back. This is California Commit Hate Crimes, and this is going to be part 13. You guys, I just tried to record this like 3 times, and I keep re-recording it. And I just need to stop crying and just crying in my bed and complaining and just get to the point. So again, this is part 13 of California Commit Hate Crimes. And you guys, I am going to start with the affirmation. I really love this affirmation. You guys, I'm older and I need reading glasses and I don't want to put them on. And because these people didn't give me the proper insurance by this man I married, I can't get LASIK surgery. They did all kind of horrible things to me. I should have proper insurance. We're going to talk about it. Anyway, my affirmation. I effectively communicate my story to those who have concerns. Sharing my story will help facilitate my healing. My story is reaching powerful people who have the knowledge and ability to help me obtain justice. I'm a black woman, descendant of child of slavery. The ancestors will help me improve life for Negro people. I will help black Americans finally live in harmony. You guys, that means so much to me. And let me just say to you really briefly, it's my intention to go to law school, and that's probably going to take a while for me to be able to do that. Oh, guys, my anxiety. But I'm just going to say this to you. I know I ramble sometimes, but I really want to share what's on my heart and what's happening and like the commitment I have to black people. I'm a fashion girl. I was building a fashion business when these people harmed me. I'm suffering from debilitating depression. And sometimes this is depression talking because I'm a go-getter. I get it done. Who I am and who I was before these people harmed me, I was a never say die kind of person. I was a glass half full. If there was obstacles, I was willing to overcome those obstacles. It's my intention to go to law school and to really, finally, have black Americans live in harmony. To demonstrate that there is an attempted genocide going on. There's an actual genocide going on against Negro people. And beginning with the state of California, I'm going to demonstrate that. And I need, my intention is for the government to acknowledge what is happening in this country and take the proper steps to overcome this. If you're a white person and you don't like black people, I don't care. I don't care. And I shouldn't say this because this happened recently. Today's January the 7th, I think, 2026, and I think it's about 7:11 p.m. And this might be controversial for some people, but I'm a black person who loves me. I've never been the kind of person that felt inferior or less than, or that I couldn't achieve in this country. Okay? There was some post with the previous president, as a monkey or something, and many people are all up in arms about that. And you know, this may alienate some people, but I gotta let you know who I really am, because I want us to win. I don't care. I'm not a monkey. Ain't nothing about me. It's monkey-like. And this is what they do. They slap black people. And y'all pay attention. And y'all answer. And y'all address the BS. You want to get famous? Smack a black person. And y'all show up. And you know, again, I'm a address this, and I'm gonna keep going. And part of my my conscious and my mind's like, don't do this, don't say this to them. But I gotta be authentic. This is why we're losing. I don't care what another man think about me. As long as you don't violate my civil rights, long as you don't violate my constitutional rights, you could say whatever you want to say. And not many, some black people don't have that thick skin. Okay? And this is why they winning. Because y'all getting mad over the BS. I want y'all to see my GoFundMe. It's laughable. For the lady who called a kid, a baby, the N-word, raised $800,000. This man murdered a homeless person on a train, and he raised $3 million. And this is I want justice for me. But when I recognized that this was going on, somebody was like, "You got a wake up call." And at first I'm like, "No, I didn't. I know what's going on." The more and more I thought about it, the more stuff they did. I said, "Oh shoot, I'm really getting a wake up call." Because remember, I told you, I was never the person that felt inferior. I'm a Cancer, Sun, Leo, rising, Gemini, Moon. Okay? That means my heart is clean. I ain't never scared. And I could think through it. But after recognizing what they've done and more stuff that I've learned, you guys, bro, I need to go to this thing and stay focused. But this is emotional stuff. This is emotional stuff, you guys, because I am very competitive. And what I know about my people is that we're not supposed to be last. You can think I was married to a white, wealthy man. Black man, if you feel some kind of way about me, don't be scared. Tell me how you feel, because it matters to me. What I did was not to be disrespectful to anybody. This man I thought was my soulmate. I wasn't raised racist. I wasn't raised in a household where we talk crazy about that. I was raised in the Bronx, New York. With West Indians, Italians. I was never raised where we sat and we talked about other groups of people. My mother didn't raise me like that. My mother raised me to be somebody. I moved down south. I am familiar. I have been confronted with racism and hate and people being racist. But I got real good self-esteem. That ain't never been about me. That's about them and their insecurities. A person being racist, and see, that's why I won't go too deep. I go because this is who I am. Okay, I know I'm on my tangent. This is why it's taking me so long. I want y'all to hear me and listen. That's not about us. That's not about our blackness. That's about them feeling inferior and want to keep us down. And we the low man on a totem. We're the low man on a totem pole. And why I'm angry and why I'm not going to stop. We've been here for over 500 years. We're not supposed to be last. And through this marriage, through all this stuff, I don't know if you guys have come and listened. The things that went on and how they thought about black people. I read a book called Come On People about Bill Cosby. Family, I'm keeping it 100. I didn't know this stuff was still going on with black people. I was raising my children, trying to live my life. And be happy, the picket fence with my kids and all. That's who I am deep in my heart. And these people pulled the rug from under me. And my God is real good. Like, God, why you do this to me? You know why he did this to me? Because he knew I wasn't going to put this down. They didn't only just do me. What I know, if they doing this to me, what are they doing to black people? How they were able to do this to me and continue. I'm going to tell the story, y'all. But how they was able to do everything they did in the brazen. Just Sarah Heidel wasn't a judge for more than 12, 14 months when she harmed me. I'm going to say some other stuff about that at the end, okay? But the point that I'm making, and I need y'all to please leave a comment. I know you're going to react because I've been dealing with a whole group of social justice people for a long time. Y'all, I'm going to be honest, I'm kind of mad with some of us. And then on the surface, I really can't, deep down, I can't be mad because we've been living in captivity since they brought us here. This is our condition. it is reasonable to believe if we've been living in captivity since they brought us here, some of us, our thought process might be malfunctioning. I observe what's going on with me and thoughts that I have. This is why I think I started with this conversation. Well, I'm laying in bed. This is why I started. Y'all know I'm all over the place. I thought, sometimes I'm in bed, I'm like, bro, do I want to go to college and go and become an attorney and spend the rest of my life trying to fight this battle? And see, that's a depression. Because me before this, ain't no way. Me before this happened, I'm like, I'm about to get this done. I'm about to liberate my people. That's who I am. But depression, I lay in bed and I think, yo, the depression got me messed up. I be having them thoughts like, do you really want to do all of this? Everything seems so hard. Bro, I got this. Listen, I've been talking too long. Let me move on. I don't want to put these glasses on. Can't see y'all. So listen, well, so again, 11 minutes. I'm going to keep it in. I'm going to go real fast, y'all, okay? Sugar. I might be trying to procrastinate because this hurts. Okay, I'm just going to keep going. This is California Commits Hate Crimes, Part 13. Y'all forgive me for belching. I started over because I was belching. Drinking water. Probably because my stomach is unsettled because of the anxiety. But this video, I'm going to detail January 7th, 2020. One of the most crucial dates in this order, in this entire ordeal. I arrived to the court late. They moved the case more than 20 miles from home. I was not provided temporary spousal support as mandated by the Family Code 4320. I hope I'm saying the right code. During this time, my husband made over $180,000. We were married for over 23 years. I live in California. This is a community property state. He abandoned me for over a year because I didn't have the mental ability. I didn't file for spousal support for almost, I think, 12, 13 months. I ended up doing it because I got rear-ended. I was doing rideshare. I was paying robbing Paul to pay Peter by doing driving Uber or something. I was doing gig work, and I was not making a profit. I thought I was paying for fuel because I was renting a car. Okay, and this man was making $180,000. He went to Europe to visit my daughter, who spent her senior year in Europe. He also went to another trip. He bragged to me that he went to Santorini because I knew I always wanted to go to Greece. While I was home, home, living in the home, you guys, I don't tell you about the rats. Because the neighbor had a garden. There was rats in my house. I wouldn't tell you the condition that I was living in. This man was flying all over the country, all over the world. This white male abusive alcoholic. Let me keep going because I'm going to let y'all know. It took me so long to do this because this is one of the most crucial events. I'm sorry, you guys, I feel sick. I couldn't read the transcripts because this is when the man really harmed me the most. Judge Lawrence Riff. This is when he harmed me the most. Okay? He was retaliating for me filing a motion to recuse Judge Sarah Heidel. And also, I believe, because I called her out about her racism in open court on December 18th. I probably said that in this. Let me keep going. Please be patient with me, guys. I'm gonna try to sit here and not deviate too much. Sometimes I might have to interject. And what I'm trying to say is that I had no money, and they moved my case 25, 30 miles from my home. In California, gas is like $4 and something. Okay? I'm trying to think during this time. I think I had an SUV. I had an SUV. My SUV was working. Anyway. This is January 7th, 2020. I was not provided temporary spousal support as mandated by the Family Code 4320. The trauma of the hate crimes caused debilitating insomnia. The most important question, why was I being sent to Stanley Mosque? What was the purpose of going before Judge Lawrence Riff? The court willfully, with malice and forethought, prohibit me equal protection under the law. I'm reading this from the website. So you can go, I'll put a link on the bottom on YouTube to go to this particular post. I'm reading straight from here, but you're going to be able to go to the post to see the transcripts and other documents. Judge Riff begins to hate crimes and misconduct. Page 3, see line 4. Judge Riff makes multiple false statements. He states he has made an order on October 25th, 2019, which is a lie. What he is doing is retaliating against me for filing a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel and calling her racist in open court. And let me say this to you. I don't know why we're in court. They deprived me from having an attorney. Multiple times they circumvent my attempt to have her removed and to request lawyer fees. I think, I'm not going to say this right, Family Code 2030. I'm supposed to get lawyer fees. I want to read it to you, but I've said it over and over again, okay? So, what I'm explaining to you, this is January 7th, 2020. I think I got there late, but I think I slept. I was rested, so when I walked in, I was in a good mood, I believe. I think it was a new year. It's January 7th, 2020. I was in a good mood, I think, because I rested. So I was like, hi, yeah, I'm ready to do this. Let's go, you guys. I'm getting this. What I thought was happening, I thought she had recused herself, and they moved the case to L.A. because she recused herself because I kept calling her out about all the things she was doing. So what I thought was happening is that they was moving it there because she didn't want to, she was trying to get rid of me after she had done all the stuff. So Judge Lawrence Riff Judge Lawrence Riff gives false testimony. States he made an order on October 25th, 2019, which isn't true. He only asked me to submit the Declaration of Disclosure. I went to self-help to get information about the Declaration of Disclosure. The court surveillance will show me in self-help. You guys that haven't been on the court website since I think 2022, last time I looked, they had given this man another $30,000 of my money. And every time I see things, I fall into a deep, like really bad depression, like really bad. So I'm the gatekeeper of my thoughts, and I refrain from being confronted with this stuff that they've done. I'm trying to build myself up and heal. Okay, so the court surveillance will show me in the self-help. I think it was, I want to say, you guys, I think it was like maybe November 11th that I went there. I think. I'm going to talk about it more. Of 2019. Okay. The court surveillance was shown me in the self-help, which is in the same room as the court clerk. During that time, the self-help attorney informed me that the opposing filed a motion to deem me vexatious. Okay, this is when I learned about it. I didn't learn about it because they mailed me something. I learned about it because the attorney that was helping me, and he was helping me briefly. He just like stood there and told me stuff. He explained to me what Declaration of Disclosure was and how to get it. And when he went to look me up, he says, they filed this vexatious litigant against you, and I didn't even know what that was. But I was struggling inside because I knew I was confronted with this force that was against me. The United States government was against me, and I'm trying to fight the United States government. That's what this abusive alcoholic said to me. You fight the United States government. And he's a white privileged man, so he has never had to fight for anything. He don't understand we are where we are today. We not picking cotton no more. We have rights. We can vote because we've been had to fight the United States government. The court surveillance will show me in the self-help, which is in the same room as the clerk. During this time, the self-help attorney informed me that opposing filed a motion to deem me vexatious. Recall, Judge Sarah Heidel coached Ariel Carter to file the motion to deem me vexatious on September hearing when I wasn't present. I'm not sure if Heidel could legally have a discussion without me being present. There was a court date in September, and I think it was mine. I think it was for it was attorney fees. I think it was for attorney fees. It was, you guys, I have, my insomnia is I'm going to tell you, eventually when I start talking about my mental health and different series, I'm going to tell you what's happening to me from my body, okay? But during that time, I think I'm trying to remember, because I called in, or I had my son call. I didn't sleep, so I didn't go, right? This was 2019. This is me going from remember 2019. I read the transcripts where Judge Sarah Heidel and the opposing attorney was talking about me. If you're an attorney, please help me, okay? In my understanding, they're not supposed to engage without me being present. When I read the transcripts, she was coaching. Her name is Attorney Carter. Her first name is Ariel Carter. You're going to be able to look at the transcripts and see the judges coaching the opposing on what to do. Okay? She's coaching her to file a vexatious litigant against me. And what they did, filing of a vexatious litigant was illegal and it was wrong. Okay? I was filing pre-trial motions. And I was in the dark trying to figure out because I couldn't get an they kept depriving me of money for an attorney. Okay? So I'm not sure if Heidel could legally have discussions without me. When I went to go see, because if I called in and I couldn't make it, why wouldn't she push the date forward? She took it off the calendar. If I had a issue, why would she take it off the calendar if I couldn't make it for whatever reason? So I went online to see, did she move the date? I forgot how it's called, the jargon, forwarded the date or whatever. This is when I found out they sent it to Stanley Moss. So in my mind, I'm like, good. I'm going to get a better judge. I'm going to get a good judge. This is going to work out. This is me being optimistic. This is who I am, okay? So, briefly going back to January 2nd, 2019, I'm telling you about what I'm trying to establish is how they deprived me of an attorney. If in the state of California, it's called Family Code 2030. Okay, I really want to read it to you, but I have it throughout this website, throughout my detailing. But the party who's financially able to pay for the attorney, they're supposed to make sure I have one. If he has one, I should have one. And you guys, I'm going to let you know, with this Judge Lawrence Riff and Judge Bruce Awasaki, they made me pay $50,000 of his attorney fees. They did everything to deplete me of my money, so I couldn't get an attorney, so I couldn't get out. This gets deep, but this January 7th, 2026, this is the most crucial, where Judge Lawrence Riff commits crimes, okay? He commits criminal acts, okay? I'm trying to tell you, briefly going back to January 2nd, 2019, I informed Judge Sarah Heidel that I was suffering from medical issues, that I needed an attorney. The court continues to accuse me of interrupting. I don't know I'm saying this, but I did this, you guys. Judge Riff and Judge Heidel had a pattern of not allowing me to speak. You can find the details to the first hearing when Judge Sarah Heidel gaslit me, ignored that I continued to request an attorney. Family Code 2030. And what I'm saying to you guys, what she said is I said I need an attorney. She says to me, you already know what you want. You guys, you never ever, throughout the divorce, ever hear me say that I wanted anything other than an attorney. When I'm in the courtroom, they always acted as if I wasn't there. This is how blatant they are. See, I want this other lady, because I've been talking to different people. This white woman, she's Jewish. She told me about her judge got, I think he left, his name is Judge Cato. He was one of the worst judges of them all. Okay, this is you go, I'm about to expose all these people. But when she was explaining to me what was going on, she said, he wouldn't let me speak, he kept cutting me off. And she, baby. She was saying it to me like, she was like, I can't believe this is happening. And that's how I perceived it the same way. But as a black person, I think we are a little bit more aware and have more experience. It's really funny. I'm actually, I want to say this. She filed a motion to have her judge recused. I think his name was Judge Cato. They ended up moving him. He was one of the worst out of all of them. She was Jewish. She's Jewish. And she said that she sent me the transcripts where he said something negative about being Jewish. Oh, I shouldn't be laughing. I'm laughing because of how incensed she was. She's like this is really going on in America, in the court system. But I want to tell y'all, I'm going to keep going, but I want to tell y'all what, because I got the transcripts, what the Judge Cato, what did he say? It was a jargon, a slogan. He belittled and minimized her being Jewish, and he made negative comments about her. And I don't know much about Judaism, but something about Lebanon, something he said that was like racist. Okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing, but I'm saying this because she was like, when she was telling me, it was a white lady, she was a Jewish white lady. She was like, yeah, he wouldn't let me speak. And da-da-da. The way that they handled court in Stanley Mosque, she was in disbelief. And you guys, initially I was too. I was. But as a black person, I knew it was about my blackness. Anyway, moving on. So I'm telling y'all about January 7th, 2020, when this man harmed me. So I told you about January 2nd, 2019, when Judge Sarah Heidel tried to gaslight me. And so what I'm showing you is a pattern where they try to deprive me of having an attorney. They try to deprive me of my rights. Okay? Moving back to January 7th, 2020, I continued to deny the sequence of events that Judge Riff is testifying. He is trying to set me up and malign me again. Malign me. I am protesting page 4, lines 7 through 9. See image below. I'm going to read it to you right quickly, you guys. So there was a collection of orders made by judges. I'm reading from the transcripts, okay? So there was a collection of orders made by the judge on June 21st and setting a trial readiness conference for September 23rd. Okay? Let's see what happened on September 23rd. On September 23rd, 2019, there was a hearing, Ms. Gibson, and Ms. Carter appeared. You called in, apparently, Ms. Gibson, saying you were having, this is not on here, okay? All the transcripts have been compromised. On the website, with Judge Sarah Heidel is a racist, California commits hate crime, part 13, I show you every line where they alter the transcripts, okay? So he says, let's see what happened on September 23rd. On September 23rd, 2019, there was a hearing, Ms. Gibson. And Ms. Gibson, apparently, Ms. Carter appeared. You had called in, apparently, Ms. Gibson, saying you were something. And it doesn't even say. Responding, medical issues. I say. The court, which is part of this, it doesn't have the whole testimony. An episode of migraines. Yeah, I didn't sleep. Yeah. The court. So, and this is compromised, had finally gotten to sleep was, okay, I'm just telling you. Okay, so what he's saying, that there was a trial, setting a trial readiness conference on September 23rd, that's not true. This was my court date. This was my court date, and I can't remember. I filed two. I think I filed a motion. I think it may have been for attorney fees, or I don't remember. Okay, but I'm going to handle that, because what I'm going to do is going to put everything together as to how they committed hate crimes and defrauded me. Okay, so what he's saying is there was a, you guys, I get so excited because I'm getting these people. I'm going to get these people. Everything they did was so brazen, and I need y'all to help me. Okay, so what he's saying, that there was a trial readiness conference. So there were a collection of orders made by Judge Heidel on June 21st. That's not true. June 21st is when she heard the motion to compel for the vocational evaluation and one other thing, I think, in the interrogatories. Okay? First of all, I asked for an attorney. For the June 21st hearing that he's referring to, I said, I can't move forward because I need an attorney. She wouldn't let me. Not only did I ask for an attorney, I asked for an evidentiary hearing. Okay? She ruled against me in error. Okay? And he's talking about setting a trial readiness conference. I don't even know what that is, because I never had an attorney. So I don't know what they're talking about. Okay? We did, you guys, okay, I'm going to stick to this, but all this is coming to my mind because I'm showing you how they harmed me. Okay? They didn't follow the rules, so I'm going to keep going. Okay? We supposed to did conferences and meetings. They didn't do any of that. They just maligned me and stole my money from me. Okay? And illegally enriched this abusive alcoholic. Okay, so going back to what he said. Okay, so I'm going back. Moving back to January 7th, 2020. Okay, I said all that, you guys. Okay, moving back to January 7th, 2020. I continue to deny the sequence of events that Judge Riff is testifying. He is trying to set me up and malign me. I protest on page 4. This is when I said, he's saying he's trying to hold me into keep. He's going to hold me. He's going to sanction me because he's trying to say that I didn't adhere to orders. There were never any orders. And you guys, this is how blatant they are. In order for there to be orders, they have to notify me. It's procedures that they have to do that they didn't do. Okay? Moving forward. There was no order made on June 21st, 2019, other than she granted the motion to compel interrogatories and vocational evaluation. One of my court dates may have been to you can like re-ask, I don't know. You can re-ask, I'm not saying it right because I did this. You can ask the court to revisit stuff, and I didn't go twice in September, I think. And I'm going from memory, you guys. When she did the vocational evaluation, she didn't do it properly, okay? There's certain procedures that they're supposed to do for vocational evaluation. They didn't follow the procedure. When it was held, I think it was March 14th, 2019, you guys, I had a concussion. I couldn't think, I couldn't hear, I was struggling. You're going to see throughout the court, I keep saying I need an attorney, okay? Opposing never made an effort to meet and confer. So Judge Sarah Heidel ruled in their favor for motion to compel for interrogatories and vocational evaluation. I want to talk about vocational evaluation, but I'm going to focus on the motion to compel vocational evaluation interrogatories. This is the interrogatories is the thing. This is where they hurt me. And so I want to tell you one something. Let me stay in order. What I want to show you is how they harmed me and what they claim was stuff done outside the court. This is called discovery. So this needs to be done between the opposing and what is it? The petitioner and the respondent. So we're supposed to do this between each other. She does the judge. I'm gonna file something against this lady for at the. You guys, I'm so sorry. See, I get excited and my brain just stops. I'm gonna file a complaint against Ariel Carter, and I know you listen to Ariel Carter, Lucy May, against her. Okay, I wasn't into at first. I wasn't because she. You guys, I feel energy, and something's wrong with this little girl. Something's wrong with her, okay? And the guy married, they're just evil people. They just do nasty stuff. But the more I see what she's done, she shouldn't be an attorney. So I'm going to file a motion. I'm going to file a complaint against her with the Bar Association. Okay, so please stay with me, okay? I know it sounds real convoluted, and I'm going all over the place because all these things are rushing into my mind. Okay, so he's saying that Judge Sarah Heidel, made orders and I didn't comply. That's not true. Okay, I don't even know what a trial readiness conference is because I don't have an attorney. He referenced June 21st and he says all these things were done. She ruled against me wrongly, okay? I'm going to say this again, I'm going to keep going because this is important if you're an attorney and you're listening. On June 21st, 2019, I appeared in court. They gave me money for an attorney. Now I know the attorney that I hired was in cahoots with them. We're going to talk about that later, okay? He returned my money, less the transcripts, because he felt like he was the one that told me to do the motion to have her removed. He told me about that, and they kind of shied away from it because they saw, based on May 3rd, what she was doing, how she treated me, that she was biased. They washed their hands of it, and because I'm gonna talk about them more, you guys. Okay, so remember, there was a May 3rd. 2019 court hearing, okay? And I've said this already, but we're going to, once I recap everything, there are going to be specific events that occurred, okay? So June 21st, she's saying that there were orders made. No, June 21st is when they violated my rights. I didn't have an attorney. I had just did I think it's called a motion to substitute because my attorney returned the money. What he told me to do, he told me to file a motion to have her recused. And you guys, I've talked to how they evaded that, okay? Then, this is June 19th, okay? June 21st, 2019. Judge Sarah Heidel rules in their favor in error, okay? Because in order for there to be a motion to compel, there has to be an attempt to meet and confer, okay? I believe the testimony, Attorney Ariel Carter testifies that we met and conferred. We did. Okay, I'm coming for you, mommy. Listen, I'm coming, sis. I promise. Anyway, so yeah. So I love my train of thought. So let me finish reading, okay? I'm talking about January 7th, 2020, when this judge harmed me. He committed hate crimes and fraud against me. That he and Judge Sarah Heidel and other individuals conspired to harm me. And you guys, they only wanted to do. This is why this is so important. They did this because I'm black. They harmed me just because I'm black. I continue to request an attorney. Heidel ruled in favor of opposing June the June 21st, 2019 hearing. Heidel insinuated I didn't adhere to orders made in March. There was a motion for vocational evaluation. I filed a motion to reconsider the March 14th vocational evaluation because she didn't follow the procedure. Okay, Judge Sarah Heidel didn't follow the procedure. Okay. I filed a motion to reconsider for March 14th vocational evaluation. Opposing failed to follow California Family Code 4331 when requesting the vocational evaluation. I never received the request for interrogatories. Attorney Simon Balwani from C.O.R.E, who I now know is in cahoots with them, instructed me to send a letter explaining. Okay, I want to go back because I don't trust these people. I believe that Simon Balwani with C.O.R.E was in cahoots with them, and I'm going to say alleged until I can prove it beyond a reasonable doubt in the court of law, in the federal court of law. Attorney Simon Balwani instructed me to send a letter explaining I didn't receive the interrogatories, which I followed his instructions. Okay, I'm going to say this to you really quickly. And my phone records should show this, so I'm going to go back and find my show records from like years before. I think I'm saying this right. I think it was in the interrogatories. I filed in the derogatories. I hope I'm saying the right discovery. I filed a motion for derogatories in the derogatories to them, and she declined it. She said that I didn't do something right. Right? I spoke to his attorney and, sir, I don't know where you are, but you told me I could call you and I could help. You would help me, and I don't know where the information is. They broke in my house and took all my stuff, so I don't even have that information. But what I did was I called his attorney. He's a white man in the Valley. He was really nice. He said, if you need something with any help, call me and I'll help you. I don't know that man's phone number or his information. Okay. The point that I'm making is I called him to ask him about the interrogatories. And he told me interrogatories wasn't that serious as discovery. If you didn't get them or if there's a problem with them, you get on the phone with the attorney and you negotiate and you work it out. Okay? But they harmed me for these. They took my life, stole everything from me because of these interrogatories. Okay? It's just going to get richer. It's going to get real rich when I go on. So, Heidel insinuates I didn't adhere to orders made in March. There were a motion for vocational evaluation. I filed a motion to reconsider for March 14th vocational evaluation. Opposing failed to follow California Family Code 4331 when requesting the vocational evaluations. I never received a request for interrogatories. Attorney Simon Balwani instructed me to send a letter explaining I didn't receive them with interrogatories, which I followed his instructions. I did that. Before filing a motion to compel for discovery, the attorney must seek and meet and confer. So what the court wants to do, instead of wasting the court's time, things like discovery, they want you to negotiate and work it out on your own. Okay? So she filed this motion, and what I'm going to show, I'm going to be able to show beyond a reasonable doubt that Attorney Ariel Carter did not follow procedure. And she didn't follow procedure because she knew that she had favor with the court because I'm black and her the words don't come. Her client was white. This is one of the ways I'm going to be able to show that they discriminated against me because, and I'm going to file a complaint against her. And we're going to be able to look and see, does she usually follow rules and procedures? She didn't follow any rules and procedures with me. And you guys, I'm going to tell you more stuff at the end about this woman, okay? I should laugh. These people just nasty. They just nasty. You know, it shouldn't be funny. It's just nasty people. And I'm like, these people just, I laugh like, really? Like, what is wrong with you? Anyway, I'm going to keep going, you guys. I laugh because this woman, she done barked up the wrong tree. You know, she don't know that. The white guy know, okay? But she don't know. She about to find out. I'm going to file a motion. I'm going to keep going. Attorney Simon Bowani instructs me to send a letter explaining I didn't receive the interrogatories, which I followed his instruction. Before filing a motion to compel for discovery, the attorney must seek a meet and confer. Throughout the divorce proceedings, opposing Ariel Carter never complied with the meet and confer. I wasn't present, so I wasn't aware of the meet and confer requirements. Judge Heidel failed to follow the law. At every hearing, the court failed to follow the law. I am going to do a spoiler alert. I had an appeals attorney. I paid $10,000. He's in cahoots with the Superior Court judge and hearing court judges. See, you guys, I'm going to keep going, but I know I'm going to be able to hold him accountable, because what happens is different players in this conspiracy against me, okay? And when you have different people working this conspiracy against you, you cannot count on how they're going to move or what they're going to do to expose you, okay? I know, I'm very confident I'm going to be able to prove beyond a reasonable doubt in a court of law that they worked in concert to harm me, okay? But again, when you are dealing with people who are unethical, you run the risk of them doing something to implicate you or make what you've done worse, or even demonstrate that you all are in cahoots because of how they move, if that makes sense, okay? So this story has twists and turns. The attorney took my $10,000 during COVID. He did nothing. He never updated me regarding the appeals case was heard. I discovered that you guys, I shouldn't say this now because you're going to get here. This man took my money, and he never talked to me about anything. He just took my money. And when I get to him, I'm going to tell you all the stuff he did. Okay? See, again, it's all these different actors, and each actor did something to harm me. Okay? And because they did stuff to harm me, their actions solidifies that the other party's intent was to harm me. Moving forward. Okay, how I knew that that he had done dude, he kept on telling me that he was waiting for something for the appeals. And I ended up going to a third party, a organization to help battered women, and the attorney there, she told me everything that he didn't do. She told me everything that she didn't do. Okay, so how I realized that it was done. I was going through my following list on Twitter, and I saw he was following me. So I don't know what went on or what exactly it is, but I think he started following me in October of 2022. And so let me say this really quickly about this man, because he sent me things recently. I was married for 23 years to this man. Since the very beginning, me and him would fight. We had a tumultuous relationship. Okay? And I hesitate to say that because he was abusive, but this man was my soulmate. And I don't want to lie about this. This man was everything to me. This is why I'm so devastated. We would fight, but we make up. And this is one of the things that hurt him the most, is because he left, and he wanted to come back to the house once. He just left, and I'm like, bro, I don't have enough of this. He just left, and didn't tell me where he was going. I was like, look, I can't do this no more. I just can't. And we would fight, but we would always get back together. This was my husband. And I think it really infuriated him that I was like, I just can't no more. I had a back injury. I couldn't walk. He talked to me crazy when I came out of surgery. He just was abusive. And I was getting older. And I was like, I gotta I gotta be happy. Did I have to be happy? And it's not happy. Where am I at? Oh, he followed me on Twitter. And I shouldn't have blocked him. I shouldn't have blocked him. I should have been able to show in court that he was following me. Anyway, motion to compel initial response. Okay, I'm going to read this to you guys real quickly. My motion to compel. This applies if the respondent party fails to serve any response within 30 days after service plus 5 days if mailed. This is California Code of Procedure 2030.260. I'm just going to read a couple. Meet and confer. Send a meet and confer letter demanding response. This demonstrates a good faith to respond informally. It's called CCP 2016.40. While not strictly mandatory for this motion, is strongly recommended and often required by local rules. Wait a minute. No strict deadlines. Prepare motion. File notice of motion, memorandum, appoint an authority, and support declaration. You guys, I don't like what I just read, but we're gonna move forward. She never. I'm getting anxiety because I'm reading this and didn't say what I wanted to say. But my understanding was she should have made an attempt to meet and confer, and it may. See, I don't know. I got to move forward. The court ruled in favor of opposing on June 21st, 2019, when opposing failed to send a meet and confer letter demanding a response. I didn't know about the motion to compel. The attorney with C.O.R.E failed to inform me. I think C.O.R.E, specifically Simon Aziz Bawani and Charles Major, are part of the collusion, fraud, and hate crimes against me. Charles Major previously worked with Ariel Carter. I hired C.O.R.E April of 2019. If they did their due diligence, they would have reviewed the dockets. See, there was a motion to compel on the calendar for June 21st, 2019. I'm giving this background to demonstrate Judge Lawrence Riff perjured himself on January 7th, 2020. It just hits me that C.O.R.E came back asking that I sign a limited scope agreement after talking to opposing Ariel Carter and seeing the motion to compel. C.O.R.E is in cahoots. Listen, I know this sounds really very convoluted, okay? This is one of the issues. If there's something I'm saying that you don't understand, please ask me a question, okay? Because it's all kind of, what is the word? It's I hate when my mind doesn't work. I want to say cumulative. So what everything builds up, okay? So what happened on May 3rd of 2019, C.O.R.E was supposed to appear for the first time. I hired him in April. He wasn't able to. He and opposing agreed to move it forward to the 14th. Judge Heidel declined. Okay? She had no reason to decline. What she did was she declined moving it to the 14th. She took my motion to, I had a motion that was heard on June 21st. She took my motion off of June 14th and moved everything to June 21st. I can't think of what it was. I think it may have been, I don't remember what it was. But on June 21st, 2019, when she ruled against me, I had a motion for that day. She moved my June 14th to June 21st. Okay? I don't recall exactly what it was, but we'll wrap it up. When I recap on the next one, we'll tell you. She moved it. I'm sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. And what she did was, she let me go first. And the whole thing is, I didn't have an attorney. On June 21st, for their motion, I didn't have an attorney. I also requested an evidentiary hearing. That's where you can question them. She never let me question the opposing ever. None of them did. The only one person who followed court procedure and let me ask questions was Judge Slauson, John Slauson. And this breaks my heart because I realized years later he was supposed to be my attorney. They made him, Judge Sarah Heidel, my attorney because I'm going to tell you at the end what I think, okay? So I hired C.O.R.E around April of 2019. If they did their due diligence, they would have received the court dockets, seeing the motion to compel. So what happens? I hire them. They speak to Ariel Carter, and it's going to be a pattern when they talk to Ariel Carter that they still begin to malign me. They begin to stab me in the back. I'm going to be able to show that when they have a conversation with Ariel Carter, the attorneys, they end up being in cahoots with them. Okay? I'm going to tell you at the end why I think, okay? So, I think should I go back? Okay, so what? Okay, I'm going to say this again, and I know it's a lie. May 3rd, my attorney and Ariel Carter agreed that she would go on my behalf, and they would move it. They would move it forward. Okay, what they were going to do, because I had an attorney, they were going to negotiate and work out the terms, hopefully before the next court date. Judge Sarah Heidel denied them. Okay, and she took my stuff off of June 14th. And moved all my stuff to his date, June 21st, 2019. She violated my rights because I didn't have an attorney and asked for an evidentiary hearing. I'm saying this because what Judge Lawrence Riff is saying on January the 7th, 2020, that there were orders that I didn't comply with. And I'm going to say this and I'm going to keep going. I know because it's taken a long time. I've been here a long time. And I pray that you guys follow. Because I've been here almost an hour. I'm going to try to push through it in 15, 20 minutes. Okay? So, I always lose my brain of thought and I apologize. He is saying I didn't comply with things. And this is the most important thing. I was married to this man for over 23 years. He was the primary wage earner since 2008. Up until 20. I'm recording. Up until 2008. I'm going to say it again. I apologize. I left corporate America in 2008. He was the primary wage earner from 2008 to 2018. Okay? I'm sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Oh, this is what I want to say. They're trying to insinuate that I was doing something inappropriate. I didn't have to do anything inappropriate. We were married for 23 years. He's a primary wage earner. All I wanted was what was fair, equity. We were supposed to split everything in half, and he was supposed to give me what was normal and usual for spousal support. I know I'm taking a long time, and I really don't want to keep doing this, but this is it's affecting me emotionally, and it shows, and I keep telling myself when I come here that I need to just stick to the script because I want you guys to listen. And when I'm convoluted, I listen to YouTube accounts, people be just rambling, I move forward, so I know. Okay, so on January 7th, 2020, in the court testimony, Judge Lawrence Riff states that his tentative order as follows: tentative plans today to do is my tentative plan is to make a finding that the case may proceed to judgment without the respondent serving a declaration of disclosure. Okay? The second thing I intend to do, I'm tentatively thinking about precluding respondent Miss Gibson from calling any testimony at trial other than parties and precluding her from introducing any exhibits because of the testimony not compliance with Heidel's order. Judge Lawrence Riff testimony and action show malicious forethought. Mens rea. Mens rea is a Latin term meaning guilty mind. In criminal law, it refers to the mental state or culpability that a defendant must possess at the time of committing a prohibited act, known as actus reus, or acting guilty for the conduct to commit constitute a crime. So what I'm saying is, what he is saying is that he's going to let us go to court without the declaration of disclosure, which is mandatory, and he was going to preclude me from showing evidence. Okay, his intent. This is malice forethought to harm me, my position in the court, and my position in the divorce, financially, and ultimately physically. He had no reason to do what he did. I kept asking for an attorney. If there was something that I wasn't doing, it's because I didn't know I was supposed to, number one. Okay? The declaration of disclosure, I mailed it to her when I went to the court. The guy told me, when he told me it was a vexatious litigant, he told me how to get it, just a form. I filled it out, I mailed it to her, and I brought everything. I'm meticulous about this, you guys. I brought it with me to court. I say in court that I have it, okay? I'm going to read this to you, okay? Part of it. I really don't want to, because I want you to be able to go. I know this is long. I want you to be able to just go to the transcripts and figure that out. Those who I'm seeking legal help from, all the commentary you don't need. You just need the facts, and I know that, okay? This is what I say to him. I'm a black woman, and my husband is a white male. And because my husband is a white male, he is benefiting from white privilege. And I'm clearly being discriminated against. First of all, I want to say to you, I have a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel for racial bias and for misconduct. So, okay, you guys, I have a motion to disqualify. When you file a motion to disqualify, everything is supposed to cease. Okay? When I talked to you briefly about the Jewish lady, she sent me a page of the transcripts with Judge Cato discriminated against her. In the transcript page she sent me, it says, you filed a motion to disqualify. There are certain things I have to do. The judge, in her case, informed her that there's certain things he's supposed to do. And I moving forward, we're going to figure this out. I'm only pointing that out because I filed a motion to disqualify her. C.O.R.E told me, the guy, Simon Bawani told me, because they are in cahoots together now. I know that now, okay? Allegedly. But he told me to file a motion to disqualify her because he saw, because of May 3rd, that there was something against me. They recognized that they were for some reason she had a bias against me. Okay? So I don't even know where I left off. First of all, I want to say to you, I have a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel for racial bias and for misconduct. He's not supposed to hear anything. Okay? The last time I came before you, I said to you repeatedly that I wasn't in the condition to appear in court. And if I'm correct, and if the transcripts are correct, because Judge Heidel Court, they are inaccurate, you said, part of this is missing, okay? I'm skipping things that are not missing. You even said, I don't know why you're upset, Miss Gibson. I'm not doing anything today. What I recall you doing is ordering for the declaration of the declaration or statement declaration of disclosure. The young lady sent me that. I have that declaration. You are making a lot of claims about orders and so forth, and they are inaccurate, but I see where this is going. He would not address, when I brought up something, an issue, in my understanding, he's legally bound, or is normal and usual, to address my concerns. What you're going to see a pattern is they don't even act like I'm there. They don't acknowledge any of my rights, anything that I say. He is respectful to Ariel Carter. When she asks questions or wants to engage, he talks to her without interrupting. Okay? So, first order of business, are you aware that I have a motion to disqualify Judge Sarah Heidel? He says yes. Because there's multiple things in the court that taints my case. I'm telling him this. And you know what, sir? I was a little concerned about being before you because of my past experience. Now I'm a little concerned because if the transcripts are correct, you even said, he points it out, that he wasn't doing anything because I was upset because I hadn't slept. Sir, so I couldn't defend myself. I suffer from a concussion syndrome. I've been in an abusive relationship for 21 years or longer. My husband is a highly functional alcoholic, abusive alcoholic. Okay, you have many claims about all these things, and I don't think they are accurate. Last time I came before you, you said you were moving the date to today because we had things on the calendar. I need an attorney. If you, this is cut out, I think it's going to be a lot. If I go through everything that transpired in the past 8 months, it would waste the court's time. I think we need to address the issue of disqualifying Judge Sarah Heidel. To me, that is the first order of business. You said something about September 23rd. September 23rd was a motion to reconsider. Let me just back up quickly. Okay, I'm saying everything that's relevant. This is what he says. Hold on, wait. I don't want to back up. He won't let me speak. Okay? I want to discuss June 21st. June 21st, Judge Heidel ordered sanctions for motion to compel interrogatories. Motion to compel vocational evaluation. First of all, she did a lot of things. She could sanction me $1,500. First of all, the motion to compel interrogatories, I never received them. And see, they block it out again. Wait, please stop. We cannot relitigate orders that... I said I am. Wait a minute, I think I got it in here twice, you guys. Yeah, I got it in here twice. I got to delete this one. Forgive me because I make a lot of mistakes because my mind. Anyway, I'm going to go on. So, y'all, the transcripts are on the website. And so, this is what he does. What happens is, I'm not okay. My brain is like, I am really debilitated. But I'm a critical thinker. I'm a Gemini moon, and I can think critically, okay? They're doing things. Even in my state of mind, I'm saying, wait a minute, what are you doing? It's like the Jewish lady's like, they wouldn't let me talk. And when she said it, I laughed because what they did to her is what they did to me. And this is why we have to push forward and shine a light on these people because God knows what they're doing to other people. Okay. Read my testimony on page 7 and 8 of transcripts from January 7th. Judge Riff with malicious forethought deprived me of my right to attorney under Family Code 2030. I pointed out that I'm a black woman, that I'm black. The opposing is white, that I'm being harmed because I'm black. He talks about a witness list. He talked about a witness list, the only witness list that I know about. And I asked for a witness list on June 21st, 2021, because I want to do an evidentiary hearing that she declined. And legally, I think she's bound to have an evidentiary hearing. Okay? That I'm going to hold that off. Because I know they watch it. Okay? So, I have no idea what he's talking about. He said order were made on June 21st, 2019. On June 21st, 2019, the court held a hearing when I did not have an attorney. I requested an evidentiary hearing. In my request for an evidentiary hearing, I submitted a witness list. This is the only witness list I know about. I don't know what he's talking about because I don't have an attorney. Heidel declines my request for an evidentiary hearing. I have no idea what he is talking about because I'm not present. I'm not represented. I was never consulted. He mentioned the motion to disqualify. He said February 11th, 2019, which was the wrong date on the transcripts. I filed the motion to disqualify. It was, okay, that's just wrong. His date is inaccurate. I'm just thinking, they doctor the transcripts, and I don't know the whole process of transcripts, how it's recorded, but what I noticed that they do is they copy and paste, because this testimony that I showed on the transcripts that they said on a different date, and this happened a couple of times, so this is probably common amongst the court where they cheat. Okay, he mentioned the motion to disqualify. He says February 11th, 2019, I filed a motion to disqualify. His date is inaccurate. On page 11, Judge Riff acknowledges that I filed a motion to disqualify for misconduct. He insinuates that I wrote the court date He insinuates that I wrote the court date was set on January 13th, 2020. How can I? Okay, so what he's saying on the court date, on the motion, the paperwork, the court clerk wrote it in because I created the motion, and on the motion, the front page, you're supposed to put the date in. She wrote it in, the clerk, okay? So he insinuates that I did, which doesn't make any sense. How would I write it in, but he has a copy of it? A young black woman who worked in Stanley Mosque Superior Court wrote in the date. I remember her because she had filed another request. Her name is either Rwanda or Lawanda. I got it written down somewhere. Actually, I think I got it on paper that I'm going to show you. Find the document. Oh, this is my notes for myself. Okay, so again, motion to disqualify. This is what he does. Her name, so he says that I did it, which doesn't make any sense. If you look through every transcript, the court never gives me the opportunity to discuss what I'm asking for. I request an attorney on January 2nd, 2019. Judge Heidel gaslights me. Page 9 of January 7th, 2020 transcript, Judge Riff is setting me up while simultaneously gaslighting me. He asks about a witness list. I have no idea what he's talking about. I didn't even understand why we were at the Stanley Mosque. The court docket said move to Stanley Mosque due to long-term trial. I tell him that my husband makes over $180,000, that I am on food stamps. I say my purpose is to shine a light on Judge Sarah Heidel's racism. On page 8 of transcripts for January 7th, 2020, on page 8, I say I need an attorney according to Family Code 2030. I'm going to read this to you really quickly. According to California Family Code, in a proceeding for dissolution of marriage, nullity of marriage, a legal separation of the parties, and in any proceeding subsequent to entering a related judgment, the court shall ensure, the court shall ensure that each party has access to legal representation, including early access in proceedings, to preserve every party's right by ordering, if necessary, based on the income and need assessment, one party accept a government, okay, something else. So what it's saying, Family Code 2030, that they're supposed to ensure that I have representation. I am explaining, let me see, guys, how much I got left, because I gotta go somewhere, and I'm not gonna have it. I gotta, shoot. Bear with me, you guys. I'm trying to speak to explain that I need an attorney, that Heidel did not make any orders in which I didn't comply, that I need an attorney, and I am concerned that he is too biased because my husband is white. I tell him I was in a 23-year abusive marriage. He tells me to stop. He fails to address any of my testimony that opposing makes $180,000 annually, and I'm on food stamps. I'm sorry I keep repeating, you guys. that opposing is an abusive alcoholic, that I feel like he is being biased because I'm a black woman. I am black and opposing is white. He tells me to stop. I say, of course, the black woman doesn't get to speak. I'm not going to read the transcripts. I want you guys to go back and read them. He begins to talk about the motion to disqualify. He illegally denies me my right to hear the motion to disqualify. He violates California Civil Code by even having a hearing when there is a motion to disqualify on the calendar. Riff takes the motion to disqualify off the calendar completely, but moves the motion for attorney fees to January 2nd. I explained that when I attempted to file in her court, the clerk denied me the right to file. It happened a couple times. I'm sitting here thinking about which time I'm talking about on here. I think you guys, I'm gonna keep going. I tried to file a motion to disqualify multiple times, and I'm getting confused as to what time I'm talking about here. I gave testimony that the first time I mentioned something about being black, he shut me down. He started saying that I filed in the wrong court. I asked him, why am I in this court? I don't have any attorney. I have no idea what is going on. Again, he implies that he made an order on October 25th, 2019, which is a fabrication. He is retaliating against me because of what happened on December 18th, 2019. During the hearing that should have held, I called Heidel out for being biased against me for being black. Riff sanctions me with all of the limitations in order to harm me financially. Riff will, with malicious and forethought, cause me irreparable financial and mental harm. I charge attempted genocide. This is a cold, orchestrated attempt to harm me because I am black. So, and I keep wanting to recap, but you should follow along anyway. December 18th, we had a hearing. It was a vexatious litigant hearing. When she realized that I knew, what she did was she had a sheriff intervene. She had a sheriff call me and try to get me to take back the motion. I hope I'm telling you right what I'm talking about. And when she knew that I knew who the sheriff was, she said it was a recess for December 18th, 2019. She said recess, then she had the bailiff tell us that it was over. She knew she wasn't supposed to have the hearing. Okay? December 18th, 2019. What he's doing now is he is retaliating. On October 25th, 2019, he wasn't really listening to me, but he said to me, because I was angry, I was like, I'm tired, I can't sleep. He said to me, why are you angry? I'm not doing anything today. Right? Then they go back and say that I didn't comply with an order. I'm going to keep going because I want to show y'all this, okay? January 7th, 2020, Judge Lawrence Riff states that, so I just want to just reiterate, December 18th, she said she sent us home because she knew she wasn't supposed to hear it, okay? And this is him retaliating against me. I know I said it multiple times. January 7th, 2020, Judge Riff states that the case will proceed despite the lack of declaration of disclosure. I say that I have the declaration of disclosure with me. Judge Riff ignored my testimony. Judge Riff continues to claim there was an order made on October 25th, 2019, court date. He sanctioned me for what he calls unexcused noncompliance with court orders regarding pre-trial documents. I have never been consulted about pre-trial documents. Judge Heidel never mentioned anything about the pre-trial documents. You can tell from my testimony that I have no idea what he's talking about. I am not represented since January 2nd, 2019. I have requested representation. In January 2nd, 2019 transcripts, Judge Sarah Heidel conspires to deprive me of my rights to an attorney. I tell Judge Heidel on January the 2nd, 2019, I need to consult an attorney to be briefed on what I'm entitled to. Judge Riff sanctioned me with evidentiary sanctions. This is fraud. This isn't the first time he has done this. I found illegal. Okay, you guys, some of the stuff I didn't know. Like, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to tell you what he did wrong and to show that he committed crimes against me. A lot of stuff I didn't know because I would get sick. I would get in depression. My body would just couldn't take it. Like, I felt like I was dying. I really would have horrible panic attacks. And anxiety and panic is like you're going to die. So some things I wouldn't read. I kept trying to fight. You're going to see if you go through the court website where everything, you see that I keep trying to fight. But I'm no match for these people, okay? So I was Googling something and I found this man. This man, I didn't even read what he wrote. Somebody on Twitter told me because they read it. I posted and they told me what he wrote. I couldn't read what this man wrote, who was researching and investigating my case. I found the legal article online regarding Judge Riff concerning his order of evidentiary sanctions. If that article is posted here, I need time to find it. I am homeless, have been living in hotels and Airbnbs for... Court stole my $1.3 million home. I've noted and documented in different places. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. Some shit I don't even know. I'm going to keep going. So what it is, I'm going to put it on here. I found a man who wrote about my case. Okay? And he reminded me when I filed papers for January 7th, I was asking to do... a discovery of my husband's assets. This is why he sanctioned me, okay? I didn't even remember what I submitted. I knew, he reminded me because he wrote it on the article. I'm going to put the article in here. So let me keep on going. Judge Riff tries to give me a one-day trial for January 30th, 2020, knowing he moved my request for attorney's fees to January 13th. He is giving inadequate time for preparation of even to respond to the order. He asked opposing if January 30th, 2020 worked for her. She said she was in court. Please note, Judge Riff pattern of being accommodating to opposing. Throughout the divorce, all judges act as if I'm not in the room. Judge Sarah Heidel behaves in the same way. So he asked, is January 30th okay with her? She says no. Okay? Now peep this. Judge Riff goes off the record with opposing. If you read carefully through the transcripts, you can detect that none of the judges acknowledge that I am in the courtroom. I know the rules of judge going off the record. He goes off the records and talks to her. You guys, I'm in the room. I don't even know what's happening. Okay? I'm lost. Okay? I tried to address this issue of noncompliance. I have no idea what he's talking about. I testify that I don't have an attorney. I testify that Judge Heidel is showing racial bias to prevent me from continuing to demonstrate how I am being discriminated against. He has removed me from the court. Also in the transcripts, there's this warning that doesn't happen. When he asked that I be removed, the bailiff, that was when he says the song and dance about being calm. Okay, you guys, I wrote this with the idea that you guys are going to read the transcripts. I keep filling you in, and that's why I'm taking too long, because you got to read the transcripts. So the transcripts are wrong. Early on, he threatens me that he's going to have me removed, and he gives me a warning. That didn't happen. Okay. He never said that. He had me removed because I kept on saying things on the record that legally he was bound to listen to or adhere to. This is why he kicked me out. Okay? And when they went off the record and he talked to her without me, that's when he probably was going to let her know he was going to kick me out. Okay? I tried to address this issue of non-compliance. I have no idea what he's talking about. I testify that I don't have an attorney. I testify that Judge Heidel is showing racial bias to prevent me from continuing to demonstrate how I am being discriminated against. I'm saying this fact because I think I already said it. He has removed me from the court. Also in the transcript, there is a warning. Yeah, he doesn't give me warning, so I'm going to move forward. I'm sorry I said it twice. Notice how he thanks opposing. Why is he thanking her? I'm going to say this now. This is a racial discrimination. I'm sure of it. I'm afraid that he might have something to do with sex trafficking against children in the court and of kids for cash scheme. If you follow the entire case, Judge Heidel immediately discriminates against me. On the first court date, Judge Heidel insinuates that I am impaired when I am suffering from a concussion. The petitioner is an alcoholic. I will include a photo. He texts me of him reading from the Alcohol Anonymous book. 12 steps or something like that. 12 steps and 12 something. My husband is an alcoholic, okay? I am terrified that everything that transpired was orchestrated. This I just discovered when I started reading the transcripts. Okay, so let me tell you this, okay? He says according to 2107, so he sanctions me using the case 2107. If one party fails to serve on the other party a preliminary declaration of disclosure under Section 2104, unless a party is not required to serve a preliminary declaration of disclosure pursuant to Section 2110 or final declaration of disclosure under Section 2105, or fails to provide the information required to respective declarations with sufficient particularities, and if the other party has served the respective declaration of disclosure on the non-compliant party, the compliant party may, within a reasonable time, request preparation of appropriate declaration for disclosure or further notice. You guys, I'm reading all this and I shouldn't. Okay, because the attorneys get this, but people who don't get it, or not attorneys, may not get this. He used this code to prevent from me providing a declaration of disclosure, okay? But in order to do that, they must be opposing must file a motion to request the declaration of disclosure. How he sanctions me, in order for it to happen, you guys, I'm rushing. In order for it to happen, opposing has to file the motion, okay? I'm going to read this to you, okay? A request for a sanction shall, in the notice of motion, identify every person, party, and attorney against whom the sanction is sought and specify the type of sanction sought. The notice of the motion shall be supported by a memorandum appointing authority and accompanied by a declaration set forth facts supporting the amount of any monetary sanction. Okay, you guys, I just found this. I just realized this, okay? It took me months to read what he did to me because reading 3 or 4 sentences made me sick. My last time I did a video was 6 months ago. For 6 months, I've been trying to do this, okay? So what I'm trying to tell you, what he says on the record, on the transcripts, he's saying, according to, he's using this code 2107, okay? On October 25th, 2019, he leads opposing about this. And see, this is all coming together now. He's coaching her to file the motion against me, but she doesn't, okay? I'm going to wrap this all up. I'm going to show you that they're in cahoots to harm me. And the evidence is going to show that they, with malice and forethought, committed hate crimes against me, okay? So his motion or his order on January 7th, 2020 was illegal. It was wrong, okay? In order, so the things that he sanctioned me with, opposing supposed to file the motion. So the opposing supposed to file a motion, file it in court, mail it to me, and have, what's it called when they signature? You guys, my mind's not working. I want to tell you what it is. I can't think of it. It's the thing to confirm that you filed it. I'm so sorry. This, you guys, my life is so complicated because my mind's like this. I want to tell you what this thing is. Proof of service. Okay. So again, in the attorneys, this is for the attorneys. So for the non-attorneys, in order for him to do what he did to me, he's not supposed to initiate it. Opposing supposed to file the motion. And to file a motion, she's supposed to file the motion, file in court, send me a copy, and proof of service that she sent it to me. None of that happened. This is how brazen they are. The second one, all this is on the court. The second one, the motion. So it's California Code, I'm not saying it right. California Code 2107. This is the code you use if you want to forego declaration of disclosure. And declaration of disclosure is just me saying what my assets are and what I have. I didn't have nothing. I hadn't had a job in over 10 years. Why wouldn't I file them? Okay? And then the second one, he excluded me from free to bring in documents. Okay? Because he didn't want to show that this man makes a certain amount of money, and by the court and the standard of living that he's going to owe me. My husband was paying me like $5,000-$6,000 a month, y'all. Okay? He supposed to give me half. I'm supposed to get some of his retirement. I'm supposed to, it's so many things that they didn't do. Okay? And so peep this, okay? Judge Lawrence Riff initiates the issue about the declaration of disclosure. The first time I heard of this was October 25th, 2019 hearing. Remember, I learned about the October 25th hearing when I looked to see did Judge Sarah Heidel move the court date that I missed on September 23rd. What I gather, I still am not sure, that these items should have been handled between the petitioner and I and the respondent. The court intervention showed bias. Judge, okay, I'm going to tell y'all this. On the website, there's an article where Judge Lawrence Riff writes an article chastising litigants where they're bringing discovery issues into court that they need to be handled outside of court. I hope y'all follow along, okay? Then the matter of the false order that Judge Riff claims to have made during the October 25th, 2019 hearing. I went to court. I want to be clear. I didn't understand the nature of the hearing on October 25th. He said he wasn't doing anything, therefore I shouldn't be upset. I believe the transcripts had been altered. Judge Riff and Heidel worked in concert to deny me my rights under Family Code 2030. I want to be clear that I didn't understand why Judge Sarah Heidel referred me to Stanley Mosque. I thought Heidel sent me to Stanley Mosque because I was trying to have her recused. Judge Riff fraudulently claims that he made an order on October 25th, 2019. I remember on October 25th, 2019, Judge Riff was leading Attorney Ariel Carter regarding how to move forward without the declaration disclosure. I hadn't slept. I really struggled with keeping up with what was being said, but he did not make an order. I just discovered this reviewing the transcripts from this video. In the order of the court to evoke evidentiary sanctions according to California Code Civil Procedure 2023.40, I am going to include the code on this website. So this guy, I want y'all to see this, okay? Because I'm trying to get somewhere. I don't think I'm gonna be there on time. I want to show y'all this, okay? Stop talking too much. Okay, so he says, I'm going to show y'all this, okay? What I think, he's retaliating against me because of December 18th, 2019's hearing. For me filing a motion to have him disqualified and me calling her biased in open court, okay? So again, in order to do what they did, they have to file a motion. I I think in January of 2020, I got the minute order. Okay, I'm going to tell you something else, okay? I got the minute order. I want you guys to see this. Okay? Half of this is not true. You guys, I got these people dead to rights. I got them dead to rights. And if you are people in Orange County trying to remove the judges, you got to come and get them in Stanley Moss. So this is October 25th. This is the minute order. And I think you're going to be able to when I'm going to try to get the FBI to investigate this. This is what's the order when I went and got it. Now, I think I went and got it in January of 2020. Okay? All this wasn't here because they didn't do this. He sent me, I hadn't slept, my mind wasn't working. He sent me to self-help to learn how to do the Declaration of Disclosure. Okay? You guys, there's another paper. You guys, I'm trying to go somewhere. Okay, I want to show y'all this. Give me a minute, you guys. I'm sorry. Sugar. I should have had it ready before I came. So, I'm going to try to show you. You know what? I'm going to put it on with Hickos. This is what his clerk gave me. His clerk gave me this on October 25th, 2019. This is what she gave me. Okay? There's nothing on here about order. Let me tell you what it says. It says, Declaration of Disclosure, how to go to self-help. Then it says something, service posting publication. This has something to do with them filing an order without me being present. I don't know what this is. I forgot what it is, but I researched it a long time ago. This is him telling me, he's letting me know that they can enter a judgment without me being present. I think this is what this procedure is, okay? So going back to this one. It's on here. The court sets the case for court order to show cause hearing on why a case should not proceed to judgment on January 7, 2020 at 8:30 a.m. in Department 2. The court sets the case for the court order to show cause hearing on why court should not impose evidentiary sanctions and evidence precluding sanctions against respondent on January 7th. You guys, they tampered with this, okay? Because I want y'all to see this. It says, notice waived. So what I'm trying to tell you, to do the things that they do, it shouldn't have been an amendment order. It should have been a motion by opposing. Okay? This was created after the 18th. I'm positive of it. Okay, you guys. I got to wrap this up. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Let me see what I got left. Okay, I'm going to say this because I'm trying to go somewhere. I'm going to miss this damn store. I need to... Oh, gosh, I messed up. Okay, you guys, I'm going to tell you this. Read the transcripts, you guys. I'm going to recap on the next one. Every time I do this, I feel like I'm messing up and I sound really convoluted. But, y'all know how long it took me to do this. When I did this, normally I do it in Word document. This time I did it with inside the website. And you guys, I did all this work reading this shit. My heart will race. I will feel sick. I did it, and I didn't save it on the website. I finished it 2 weeks ago. It took me 2 weeks to get back and do this. I'm laughing because y'all, I know y'all, listen, let me make sure I said everything, okay? So I hope you guys understand what I'm saying, okay? But this is one more thing I want to say to you guys, and I'm going to stop. I'm going to go. I'm going to recap on the next one. I'm just going, you guys, I'm going to try to make, the next one I'm going to recap. I'm going to let it just, it'll be more than 20 minutes, recapping everything and putting everything cumulative together, what had happened, okay? But, you guys, this is what I think, and it makes me so sad. And this is alleged. I think that the person that I married might have been doing something with the court with regard to children. And I'm going to say alleged, okay? Towards the end, he was getting drunk a lot. You guys, I want to say, baby, I love you. This man harmed me so bad. And I still want to protect him. How crazy. And I'm only speculating. I think, because one time he told me something about the court. And the court wanted him to do something, and he was alarmed by it. I really didn't understand, but somebody from the LA, from the government, from the CPS, said something to him and blamed him for something. And you guys, see, I don't even want to be mean to him because this is my husband. And y'all see everything he done to me. Now my dumb ass still want to protect him. It's because I know who he is and how he is. He's, I don't want to say a coward, but he is. He don't have a backbone. And what I think, by looking at everything, and another issue that happened in Sacramento, I think they're doing something with the kids. I think that the kids are being, this is alleged, there's the kind of sex crimes going on with these kids, and the family court's a part of it, and or they are making money by putting these kids in these facilities. Okay? There's different reasons why I think this. Okay? Attorneys that I called, like the one lady who asked me why I wanted to do a family code 2122 motion to set aside. She said, "Why are you going to bring a case to court, to the place that harmed you?" She was on the board of directors of this agency that gave Judge Lawrence Riff an award. Okay, you guys, we're going to put it together. Can y'all please help me? Okay, I'm going to say this again. If you like to learn stuff and investigate journalism or anything, y'all, listen. My mind is slow and I'm forgetful. You guys, I'm going to tell you something that I did. I got to go, though. Damn, I ain't going to have enough time. I went to the freaking, my mind ain't working, to the law library. You guys, I don't even know what I did with this stuff. I'm just going to stop. Listen, I'm having a hard time. But I'm about to wrap this up. So, God, I'm just all over the place. Y'all forgive me. You guys, I'm going to say alleged. Because I think they did this because I'm black. It is racial. But you guys, I think they're doing something to the kids. And I'm really conflicted because I want to defend him. And I shouldn't, and I know it's just who I am. If they came to him, if anyone propositioned him or suggested he do something that was illegal or wrong, you guys, he don't have the backbone to say no. He doesn't have the backbone to say no. He doesn't have the backbone to say no, you guys. We were in New Orleans during Mardi Gras, and the cops came up to talk to me, to say something to me what I was doing. You guys, he was so afraid, he walked off and he left me there. This was like 1993. And I know y'all gonna say, why do I love him? And this is really very hard. And it's crazy that I think this man was my soulmate. And a lot of what I brought to the table is I protected him in ways that he couldn't protect himself, or he didn't know how, or he didn't have the backbone. I protected him. And he took care of me. He took care of me. That's why I'm so hurt. Even if he wasn't affectionate, he would fight about money. He would attack me about shit, okay? He was really aggressive about that. He was like, this is the problem that he had. He would talk junk, but he'd pay it. He'd take care of it. He would do horrible things to me, you guys. I'm telling y'all the truth. He would do horrible things to me throughout the week. He get paid on Friday. And I'm just being honest with you guys. And his check went to our account. I could pay bills and take care of us. And in my mind, y'all know, to the black women, Y'all know what I'm talking about. Not even black women, just women in general. My family thought he was amazing. They all thought he was so great because he went to work every day, which was wonderful. It was great, but he was a workaholic. He wasn't there for me emotionally. He took care of me, and the money, I started buying stuff, shopping, doing different things. I built a business because he wasn't present. And he wasn't present because he's a workaholic. I read a book, Men Are From Mars, Beyond Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus. I changed for him. One day he came downstairs because he would go to work, and this is what I learned about men. He'd go to work and he'd work all day. And I know now that he deal with a lot of people and a lot of stuff, okay? He'd come home. Initially, I want to talk. I want to talk to you guys. I want to see him. I'd be dressed up, be cute, like have food. And he didn't have the bandwidth for me. And I recognized it. One day he came downstairs. He says, honey, thanks for giving my space. I read this book. It said men have to build testosterone. That when he worked all day, going upstairs watching the game allowed him to build testosterone. So I changed me for him, and he even acknowledged it. He was coming home and he was going upstairs drinking. And you guys, I don't want to not hold him accountable for his part in this. It's just that I know him. If he kept coming home, he was drinking. My husband was a weekend drunk. He started drinking during the week. One day he came home, he said one of the girls went home and she died. That the neighbors were complaining that the kids were leaving. We always argued and fought. But the drinking got bad. He was drunk every night. My husband was a weekend drunk. He was just like my mother. He was he's just like my mother. He was a Friday night, Saturday night drunk. Sunday he spent watching the game upstairs, nursing his hangover. He might didn't really get a hangover. He just chilled out. He was just like my mother. Sunday was his recovery day. On Monday he liked Monday Night Football in the West Coast because he said now it doesn't. The game ain't over late like it was in the East Coast. He watched the game. He wouldn't get too drunk on Monday. He drank his little beer a little bit. He had to work the next day. He's like, yeah, I like being in the West Coast because the football is not over at midnight now. This is my husband. He started getting drunk every day. This is why I really got bad. He would start getting drunk every day. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for him. But y'all read this and y'all see what he did to me. But I got to let you know who this man is. This is how I protected him. When people did things to him, when I protected him. If you listen to other stories, I told you I protected him. Then he got this woman, this nasty woman, to take my place, his attorney. I'm going to tell you, that's what I'm going to tell you about her. Her name is Ariel Carter. And she works for, I forgot what the name is. Her name is Attorney Ariel Carter. Look her up. You guys, it's videos about her. Some woman said that she did something and lied to CPS. And I don't know how you know this woman. You guys, the guy who wrote the article, he said he's in the system. I think they're doing something to children. I do believe that they harm me because I'm black. I don't know, you guys. I think this has something to do with children being harmed. Anyway, guys, I've been talking too long. I want to run to the store, and I don't think I'm going to get there on time. Thank you guys for listening. Most everything is on the website. And the next one I'm going to recap real slow. I'm going to write out, and I'm going to try my best. I'm going to do 20 minutes the next one, okay? Thank you for listening.